The fact that the routine is so good, does it get like boring? Like, damn,
My favorite sayings in Spanish is "Donde comen cinco, comen seis," which mean where 5 can eat, 6 can eat.
Just sitting in someone's DMs just now and he put up an Insta story. Ooh. When are you going to let me have you?
No, you didn't. Most men are literally invisible their whole entire lives. For you to sit around when you barely have any options unless you're rich and 6 feet tall.
Which usually translates into lack of submissiveness, according to individuals like him.
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell so you get my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
My best friend of 15 years, she told my fiance that I was cheating on him, which was crazy because I didn't tell her anything about the situation.
So did you cheat with this dude?
I did, but I didn't tell her. She was just making up all these stories. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. But I did cheat with him. Absolutely.
Was he still your fiance after?
Yeah, we're still together today.
Get out. Get out!
And it's crazy. It's like, girl, you thought he wasn't going to tell me what you were saying? Like, come on now.
I want to go back to your relationship. What was your fiance's reaction to like him finding out you were cheating?
Well, what would your reaction be?
I mean, I wouldn't know you anymore. That's what would be my reaction.
You think so?
No, I know so.
I don't know.
No. I'm not. No,
I don't know.
Your future husband is a ham. That should tell you. Like,
What?
yeah. He's not him.
Like, was there a breakup period?
No, there was no breakup period. It was just,
You just used your little magic and you got your man back.
yeah,
So there's no
basically.
Right.
I mean, he didn't really go anywhere. So it's like,
Ham
I don't
sandwich.
And who's that? Oh, it's Mr. MVP, Sim!
Man, you know what's wild? She would go get with the guy that's on the podcast. She would get with him like that. She's that way with her husband to this day. That same energy. I don't know why she called the show, right? It's like she called the show just to show off. You could tell in her voice, just to show the kind of string she has on her man. And she's playing him like a puppet, moving the strings in his back. She probably does things to piss him off purposely, just to see if he's going to have a backbone. And what does he do every time? Fails her. This is a woman do. She's bored, right? Now she just plays with him, I'm sure. I can almost dictate the situation and I can guess every single thing that's happening. Literally. Because that's what I'm doing right now. But I bet you that's what's happening.
do y'all think healthy relationships get boring? Like, you're in a good relationship with a guy and you're enjoying your time, or a girl, it doesn't matter. Like, you enjoy who you're with, you're enjoying your time, and then all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but the fact that the routine is so good, does it get like boring? Like, damn, we need like
Okay.
some type of discourse.
So,
Like, oh, I need to yell at
your
him.
relationship is healthy.
Okay.
So please go
Very.
Okay, so yeah, I think this
too
really is
healthy.
a question for me. So yes, I do have a healthy relationship. But me personally as a person, I don't know if it's a Gemini thing. I don't know if it's me, but like consistency does not work for me. Like, I'm very sporadic. Like, 1 minute I could do this and next minute I need to do that. Like, a schedule does not work for me. So I can't get bored. If you cannot fulfill like that excitement in my life, I will get bored. I love my healthy relationship, but it's like, if we do the same schedule, I will get bored. Like, that's how I be. Y'all see it when I do it with hair. I be like, 1 minute, I be like, I don't want to do no hair no more.
Yeah.
I want to do this. I want to do that. I'm going to go into my other hobby. But it's like,
Or she might do too much of one style and be like,
Yeah.
I'm sick of this.
literally, like, I cannot,
Yeah.
I cannot do the same thing. That's literally why everybody was like, how did you do college and cosmetology school at the same time? Because
Yeah,
I
that
got
was too
bored.
much for me.
I kept going to work and doing school at the same time. So I was like, let's add something else to the thing. And that's how it was with the relationship. You have to keep it up. We got to go out of town.
Yeah.
We got to be a little free. We got to do something new in the bed. Something got to be different.
See, a lot of guys are thinking that's good, but that's not just the woman because she's a Gemini. Has nothing to do with that. That mindset is how most modern women are nowadays. Think about it. You see it all the time. Oh, things are so boring. When a guy is toxic, that's more things added to a relationship. That's a plus. It gives a woman something to ponder. Like headaches sometimes gives a woman something to ponder every day. Oh, yeah. I wonder what he's going to do now.
Why are women attracted to bad boys if you have this particular dark triad of traits?
Well, there are two things. So one is that they do often have characteristics that women do find attractive in mates. So these guys are often very self-confident and they're often risk-taking. And so women find guys who are brave in the face of danger, willing to take risks, physical risks or social risks, like telling a joke to an entire room at a party is a social risk, but also physical risk, driving motorcycles. These guys often have traits that are attractive to women, but they're especially attractive to younger women.
Why is that?
I think part of it is inexperience. The high dark triad guys are disastrous as long-term mates, but they can be sometimes very exciting as short-term mates.
When a woman can say, I wonder what he's going to do now. I wonder what he's going to do next.
And sometimes younger women, they're new in the mating market. They engage in experimentation, some experimentation. As they mature, get some more experience, they want to settle down into a long-term committed mateship. And the high dark triad guys can be very exciting as short-term mates, but disastrous as long-term mates.
They don't know what's coming. It's like, what's happening? And that's good for them.
To talk about is that when you're in a long-term relationship, apparently this woman is in one, lots of children as well, is that people never prepare you that if you're in a long-term and monogamous relationship, there is a monotony that kicks in and nobody warns you. How are you going to face the day when you're like, wow, safe and secure and healthy is also sometimes really boring.
Thank you.
And I think there's a reality there that a lot of people don't get. There are no classes for that. And no, the answer is not an affair.
No, the answer is not an affair. Tell that to the millions of other women that are having affairs.
You're right, bro. Single dads never get credit. As a matter of fact, let me tell you a story. Back in 2018, I adopted my niece. She was almost 5. Long story short, my sister had an episode and she lost her kid to the state. Tell me why I became Uncle Dad overnight. Because none, and I mean none, of our siblings with children would take my niece. One of my favorite sayings in Spanish is, donde comen cinco, comen seis, which mean where 5 can eat, 6 can eat. It's pretty much seamless to add another mouth. That shows you how problematic my sister was, that none of our siblings with children would take her. I want her to be comfortable as hell, so I asked her what was her favorite movie, and she said Frozen. I was like, bet, nigga, I got bedding, I got wall stickers, motherfucking nightlight, nigga, don't play with me. I was on that. I even went to the internet and learned how to do hairstyles for girl, because, you know, I'm a grown-ass nigga. I don't know how to do no little girl hair. You see them barrettes in there with them little, man, that shit. Accident, nigga, that's Uncle Jamal, nigga. Zigzag parts with the ponytail. I was doing box braids. Don't play with me. And we ain't even gonna talk about the process of having to execute a proper wash day for a little black girl's hair. I even had to get her registered for kindergarten at one point in time. My sister was the baby mama drama that I never had and never wanted. Literally got to the point where we had to communicate via the social worker only. She was that bad. Then my poor niece, she had stereotypical stripper's kid syndrome.
Man, that right there, Brandon and Jamal shot me with that because he was a single dad, right? He had to take it on. I get him. I would have did the same thing too. The man took on his younger niece, and good job, man. Not a lot of guys would do that though. A lot of guys would be like, "Hey, send them to one another." But what? He had 4 or 5 brothers and sisters who had kids. All said no. The man had to step up to the plate. I respect him for it.
Older, I've kind of realized that maybe I won't get my person.
Because you're just giving up.
No, I just not giving up. Reality. How many older women do you know, like maybe your mum's age, aunties, that are great women, dope women, have together, single and alone?
A lot.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But
they never thought they were going to get there.
And I think some of them just gave up.
But not because they wanted to give up, because it was hard.
We have to be intentional. Like I feel like I'm so intentional about my job. I'm intentional about my podcast. I'm intentional about my businesses. I'm flying to London. I'm doing stand up. When's the last time I've been on a date?
True. Someone did say you have to do it as if you're applying for a job.
Yeah.
Like constantly. The way you look for a job is how you should like do your dating.
Like you're a strong businesswoman. You got your show.
I should be doing that.
We have to do that with dating.
Well, how do you do that though? How do you be intentional? I just slid in someone's DMs just now, and he put up an Insta story, and he looked so good. I said, "When are you gonna let me have you?"
No, you didn't.
I did, but do you think that's really bad? I love that.
Now, do you see what she resorted to? It's sad, man. All women know how to do is please the eyes, please a man's thoughts, give him some. When it came to impressing a man right away, let me have you. What it didn't, I wonder if he said no. When he says, oh, you're gay, oh, you're this, oh, you're that, let me have you. Resort right back to 304 language. Why? Why is it being done that way? And you wonder why you're single, right? Approach a guy with regular, hey, want to go out for coffee? Not hard, guy. Oh, no, I don't. Try again. Try again. I don't know. Try something different, right? Do things that men do and get rejected. How about that?
I really like how men are telling Vivica Fox that she can't find love and that she's unlovable because she's 60. But when you turn around and tell those same men you don't deserve love because you're not 6 feet tall and making $100K a year at least, those same men curl up in a ball and vomit.
Do you know how many people out there are 6 feet tall and make $100K in the US? Like, and then the men call up in a brawl and vomit. This woman had the opportunity to get the man she wanted and didn't get married. She got with guys that were capable, industry dudes, and didn't know how to keep them, didn't want to keep them. That's why guys get on Vivica. It's not because, oh, you telling guys, oh, it's the same. It's not the same. If you're telling guys, oh, you don't make 100 million at 6 feet tall, there's not a lot of guys walking around like that. They make 100,000 at 6 feet tall. So stop it.
Get some help. Most men are literally invisible their whole entire lives. Vivica Fox still has more options than the average man being 60. That's a fact. So who are you to sit around when you barely have any options unless you're rich and 6 feet tall to tell her she can't find love? And this is why when men complain, oh, women only want the rich guys, women only want the 6 foot tall guys, women only want this, that, and the third, women aren't paying it, male loneliness epidemic. And it's like, do you not understand how any of this, like, can you grasp how any of this is self-inflicted? Like, at least a little bit. Because for you to sit up there and say, yeah, she doesn't deserve love because she's 60, but I deserve love even though I'm 5'6", that makes $30K a year. You can make the exception for you, but you can't figure it out for her. It's like, do you guys not see how you guys are somewhat the problem? Like, can you at least see a little bit? A little bit.
I'm wondering how are men the problem when if she's willing to settle, she can go get a man tomorrow. You're right. You made it sound worse. She can go. Why doesn't she have a man? If she can go get a man, she's popular. Why doesn't she have one? Figure that out.
Quick little fun fact. So I used to be in a long-term relationship with someone who was a passport bro. And let me define what that means. So basically, this was an individual that specifically sought out women in other countries. Okay, and these were his words, because Western women were too difficult, too materialistic, and too masculine. Okay, so this was a specific need and reason that this individual thought that it would be good for him, and in his case, it was Thailand, that those women would be better. He described the marital process and how they treat them like kings when they come over there and put them on horses and all of this stuff. And so he was in the process of sponsoring a woman to come to the United States when I met him. Long story short, we ended up in a relationship. That sponsorship obviously never happened. Life went on. So what I noticed in dating this man, okay, so this is like insider information, because a lot of times, you'll hear these men on podcasts, they're angry and they're embittered and they're just spewing a lot of garbage. But I want to give you some insider information coming from someone who was torn between dating, within the United States, dating outside of the United States, that felt that they were having these issues and connectivity with women and what they were truly saying. So there was like a lot of hypocrisy, right? It was like, I want this woman, because they're more submissive, and they listen more, and they're more doting on their men.
How is that hypocrisy? I'm trying to figure it out. How is he being a hypocrite for saying he wants that? A hypocrite? Let me see what she says. I'm going to see how she explains it.
And in the same breath, this individual would say, I just don't want her to be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. You know, I don't want someone who's not educated. I don't want someone, you know, who just relies solely on me for my income, right? Like, she has to bring something to the table. But at the same time, also, like, I want to be able to control the house, and I want to be able to, you know, make the last decision on all matters of the home and family.
You know what's wild? This is sad, man. She doesn't realize you can get that outside. Yes, you can go outside of the West and go to Thailand or Philippines and find a woman that can provide for herself, right? Still doesn't mind cooking and cleaning. Of course, it may not be 50-50, but it'd be mostly him, and she can still contribute. A man can find that. So how is he?
And then in the same vein, you know, this individual's like, I just want to feel needed, right? I want her to need me. And I'm just like so many varying things that you're asking for, right? And it all came down to this, and listen closely. A lot of men who go abroad, and I have no issue with that. You love and you travel and date whoever you want. That is not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about this attack on Western women. It's really not the Western women that you're totally and fully upset with, right? Because we're not the ones that are in power over here in the United States. The reality is you're up against your own people, your own men. You are up against other men that are more powerful than you. They have created these structures and systems that have advanced women in the Western world that you don't like. Because
No, men didn't create feminism. Well, actually, men did. Men in power did. But women ate it up. They got in power, and now they're dragging it out. Right? Women are dragging it out. That has nothing to do with those men that helped create it. That has to do with women, not men. And it's gotten so bad, men need to step out.
they have created these structures and systems that have advanced women in the Western world that you don't like. Because now those women are more independent. They don't have to rely on men as much, which usually translates into lack of submissiveness, according to individuals like him.
Yes, that has happened. And it has had men say, you know what, I'm done. And so therefore, it's harder for you to find the man that you want because the man that qualifies for you is not available. And that's why I think it's smart for guys to leave. Because guys realize it's over. I want a woman that's going to bring more to the table. And gosh darn it, I'm going to get it. And because guys realize it's definitely more to life than dealing with you. See you next video.
This is the way.
Passport bros, cash for no.
Who's coming?